All right, hey everybody, Vic Strives from the 4% with
Shubham Singh.
And here are the top 10 reasons why you should not be doing dropshipping.
Exactly.
Let's get into it. What qualifies you to talk about this topic?
I am the opposite of dropshipping.
Okay.
I've been doing e-commerce for now almost 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, fourth year getting to 5th year. And I've done over 7-8 figures in sales. Okay. I've done the dropshipping model for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks when I was 17 years old, and I figured out every single bad of that model.
So there's a lot of ugliness going on that most people don't realize.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So what if, look, e-commerce, this is something that everybody should be looking into right now, definitely, the biggest
100%.
opportunity out there.
It is the fastest growing business in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't think so, go and look it up. And it will be doubling within the next 2 years, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's so much people talking about dropshipping, but let's just get right into it.
Sure.
Okay.
Reason number 1.
Boom. No brand growth.
What does that mean?
No brand growth meaning dropshipping, you just take a product
Yeah.
and you sell it, okay? It's a generic product. Everybody could be selling the same thing. But the model that we'll be teaching, right, the real e-com way is you create a product or you find a product and you brand it, so you put your logos, everything on it, right? And the way you brand it, it sets you up for growth. It sets you up so that you can last forever, so that if you have a mouse, you can get into a keyboard.
Yeah,
if this was just dropshipping, it would just be a generic mouse.
You're just tied into the actual product.
Exactly. You're tied into the product. You can expand. You can get into the keyboard, to the screens, to a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Keep building, right?
So if I'm selling scooters, for example, which you've sold scooters, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And if that scooter goes out of style or whatever, if you're attached to a particular two-wheel scooter, and that scooter is no longer a trendy product, then you kind of...
You die out. So it's basically a trending type of business.
Yeah.
So one product comes in, you try to sell it. If it sells, it sells. Right when the product trend drops, you're back to zero, okay? The way brand works is, yes, the product could be trending. You come into the market, you create a brand out of it. One scooter, let's say, I think everybody remembers when the hoverboards were really big, right? So I used to sell those. That was one of my first businesses. So I created a brand. I could go from hoverboards all the way to scooters, to electric bikes, to different things and branch out.
Right,
now, some of you guys might be thinking, okay, so if you could have done that, why didn't you do that? Why? Because at the time, I didn't have anybody to tell me these things that I'm telling all of you guys. Is because I just went through what I knew, because I was no expert when it came to marketing. I was no expert when it came to e-commerce.
Right.
I went in the trenches, did every single thing to make myself an expert, okay? So if this was me 5 years ago and I knew all the information I knew now, I would have like 9, 10 different brands set up. But now I have my legacy brand, which is my shoe line, okay? And we're building from there, and I wanted to teach everybody that, listen, dropshipping has no brand growth. So you have to create a brand, and that's the best way about being successful in e-commerce.
Yeah. So number 2 reason.
Okay, low margins.
Low margins.
Very low margins. Why? Because back to the product. You get a product, okay? Most dropshippers don't even know whether they're dealing directly with a factory or with just a middleman, all right? So now, Vic, let's say you're selling me something. I'm the middleman,
right,
and I have one of you guys purchasing something from me. Let's go back to this mouse. So you're the factory. You give me the mouse. I get it from 50 cents for you.
Right.
Now, one of you guys come and want the mouse from me. I give you guys the mouse for $1.25. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you go and sell the mouse for $2.50, but then the e-com guy, like somebody like me, right? Comes directly to Vic and gets the mouse for 50 cents.
Totally.
Brands it. I could sell the same mouse for $1.50 when you guys are selling it for $2.50. You only get it for $1.50.
Right.
So to make it through, I might have made it a little bit confusing. So to make it ease it down for you a little bit, middleman's in between. You don't know who you're selling to. Cut them out. Exactly. Low margins plus too much competition. Let's use the same mouse. You see this little logo here? Can we show the logo?
Yeah, sure. Apple.
See the little logo over here? Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
See the little logo over here? This mouse can sell for $50 because it has the Apple logo on it. Another company, your drop shipping brands, could have the same exact mouse, it could almost work the exact same. It looks the same, but because that logo's not on there, it's selling for $30. Low margins.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Awesome. So, and by the way, speaking of margins, he can write this down, right? He who can spend more money to acquire a customer will always dominate and win.
Exactly.
Okay, remember that one. Reason number 3.
Bad customer experience. So I've heard hundreds of times, thousands of times actually, where dropshipping brands, guys who don't ship out of their own homes or their own garage or their own warehouses, companies, big companies even, that all they do is drop ship.
Yeah.
Somebody buys a white mouse
Yeah.
and they get a black mouse, or somebody buys a white mouse and it doesn't come with all the things that it needs, or packaging is incorrect. Your customer just doesn't like the experience. It comes in like just a cardboard box. Like, you can't customize your product for your customer. Okay, who's the most important person for your brand? I mean, for your e-com store. Your customer.
Yeah. So Jeff Bezos' model, I mean, he's a customer-centric. Amazon's approach is all about customer-centric, right? That's
Yes.
why they really don't care about the sellers on Amazon as much as they do for the customer. And
Exactly.
Amazon is really focusing on building Amazon brand.
Yes.
Right? So even if those people that are selling on Amazon, you think that you can make a few bucks on Amazon here and there, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
But when
you will.
when you look at what Amazon's model is, they're all about the customer. So
Yes.
they will ban sellers like this to protect the customer.
Exactly. So
Right.
they worry about the customers,
Yeah.
which is what we want you to worry about. They
yeah,
worry about
yeah.
the customers over the seller.
Yeah.
So you being the seller, you don't have the edge over the customer when it comes to selling on any marketplace. Okay. So on top of that, even lower margins there, you're working with a 15% commission rate from Amazon, right? If you really want to get into that model, okay, create an e-com store the way that we tell you. We have a webinar, right?
Yeah, we have a training that people can register for.
Yeah, okay, so the way that we tell you, create an e-com store, and then you have a private sales channel for Amazon so that you can dominate all types of fields, okay? But let's get back into drop shipping, okay? Very bad customer experience, okay? Number 4, high refund rates.
It kind of goes back together with
Exactly.
the bad customer experience.
So you have a customer who's not satisfied. Next thing he's doing is calling or sending you an email saying, "Hey, I want to return this."
Yeah.
Now here's where guys like you drop shippers don't have this planned out. So the guy returns it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're stuck. Now you have to send him a shipping label or whatever to ship you that product back. Okay. You've lost money on the order. Okay, so you've lost the money. You've lost the money for the customer. Plus, you're stuck with the product that you don't need,
Right.
and you can't ship it out anymore because you have no packaging.
Used product.
So imagine if you get 1,000 orders and 500 of them, because dropshipping does get a lot of return rates.
Yeah.
500 of them get returned. You're screwed.
So
you have 500 different products.
So all these guys that are selling the dropshipping trainings that's out there, right? They're talking about how much sales they have generated. They're not talking about how much money they've spent to get. They're not talking about the refunds. They're not talking about all those behind the curtain type things that at the end of the day they might be in a hole.
Exactly. So with the model that we're teaching you guys, right, the real e-com model, your conversion rates are way higher. That's the most important thing. You have way more higher conversion rates than what a dropshipping brand would have. You don't have returns as much. You can cut that more than just have, like 3/4 of the returns that you would get on dropshipping. You don't higher customer satisfaction, 100%. Okay, you build a brand, so you have more retention of customers coming in and purchasing more and more. Okay, because people are excited for what your brand has coming up. All right, and then number 5. Okay, you don't have control over the product.
What does that mean?
No control over the product, meaning you can't do anything with it. You can't, like, if we take this mouse and then I want to add an extra something to the mouse, like,
I have a perfect example of that. Those levitating pots, right?
yeah,
You guys started out with like a regular pot and then you made it levitated or something like that.
exactly.
You wanna talk about it?
So, okay, flower pots, super cool, right? I mean, super normal. Everybody has a flower pot, right? Everybody in the world sells it and stuff. But I mean, a lot of people sell flower pots. But what's cool about them? I was like, nothing, right? there isn't anything cool about them. So I was like, how can we make something that mainly every household at least has one thing, okay, one of these, right? Most households have a flower pot, okay, wherever it is. So I was like, how do we make this cooler? Let's try to make it levitate.
Yeah.
So I spoke to our factories, okay, people we knew, which we teach you how to do, to go and speak to factories. And we were like, hey, can you make like a base? And in that base have magnets so that the pot can spin and be magnetized and just levitate a couple inches in the air.
Right.
Now we just made the flower pot cooler. Guys like dropshipping,
They can't do that.
you can't even create a product.
Yeah.
So that's, no control over product. Okay, number six, number six, too much competition.
You don't want to compete.
No, we want to dominate.
Right.
I hate competition, okay? I don't even care about competition because there's no one really competing with us in my model.
Right.
Okay? And if they are, they're just a follower. I'm the leader in that industry, okay? So we lead in the industry with our products, and then all those little dropshipping companies come later on and try to follow, but they can't even get even a third of the sales that we do, okay? Too much competition. Dropshipping, I sell this mouse, the guy next to me sells a mouse, the other guy sells a mouse, the other guy sells a mouse, the other guy sells a mouse.
Right. So it's like who wins, right?
And then
whoever gets lucky.
Exactly. Who wins? And then randomly there comes that guy that he gets a mouse for $0.01 and he's selling it for 2 cents. So boom, your whole product dies right then.
Yeah, you're competing on a price most of the time.
Exactly.
Basically.
And then number 7, you have no future in dropshipping. 0.
Dude, why do people teach dropshipping? Why is there so much buzz about dropshipping? It's a dying model, clearly.
It's just because it's a lazy model, or it's just a way they can make people feel as if they'll make money right away.
Right.
Because the cool thing about the only thing I could tell you about dropshipping that it kind of works was, okay, you find a product that sells already, right, and you just sell it again. But you be lazy with it. That's what everybody's telling you to do.
So you might make a few bucks.
Yeah, but
and then you're like, yeah, I made 2 cents, but who cares, man?
Exactly.
You can't build a future with it.
Yeah. If other than just working through Amazon and dropshipping, right?
Yeah.
Any other model, if you've become successful, I would love to see that how much growth you've had, because I guarantee you, 99% of the people that are watching or that have even done this are gonna be like, oh, it's true. If they've done dropshipping, I did have one product and I was doing well. I started making a little bit money. You get all excited. The product isn't popular anymore. It doesn't sell anymore. Now you literally just have to start a new product. Why would you want to restart your life, literally?
Right,
okay?
right.
So imagine, let's say one of you guys becomes successful with that model. Imagine you made like $10,000, $20,000 this month. And when you started off, you only used to make $1,000, $2,000. You started spending more on your lifestyle too.
Right.
Now next month comes again, you might have made another $5,000, $10,000. Third month comes, you don't make any money because the product isn't popular anymore. Your lifestyle's already changed within those 2 months. Boom.
Yeah.
Now's when you hit. Now's when you're like stressing. Oh my God, I thought I had a good business, this, that. Okay, yeah, that's where people are, that's where the dropshippers are getting people. They show you a little thing that makes you a little bit money in the beginning, but it dies right away.
Yeah.
What we're trying to teach you guys is this. Don't think of anything, don't even look at anything you've seen before, okay? Get into the webinar, okay? See how I portray our model, okay? See how we actually do it. See how all these successful e-commerce businesses actually do e-commerce, okay? And it'll last you forever. If, let's say, one of your products isn't that popular, one might be really popular. Another one might be really popular. You have multiple SKUs in your store that can become successful, okay? So you're not just selling one item, you're selling your brand. And when you sell your brand, you become successful.
Yeah. Stress is bad, everybody. Don't stress, because you know it's bad. What's next, man? What's number 8?
Most people set you up for failure, okay? So most trainings.
So most training that's out there is actually setting people up to fail in the first place.
Yes, unless it's a Amazon dropshipping course, that's a whole different marketplace. If it's a real dropshipping course through e-commerce, it's setting you up for failure, 100%. Just look at exactly what we've already told you guys, like how much, there's no growth, there's higher customer return rates, there's I don't know how much more I can get into detail about.
I mean, it sounds like there's nothing. I mean, there's no one thing that's actually good about it, other than just, hey, if I want to be lazy and make,
a quick buck.
A quick buck
For a couple seconds and then drop down.
Right.
And that's
in expense of the future.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that quick buck isn't even guaranteed. I'm just like telling you guys that you could make a quick buck because I know some of you guys might have done it, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, it's 100% not guaranteed. I would say you have a more chance of not being successful than even making not even making a dollar, than making a dollar in that model. With our model, you have 100% chance more than being successful. Okay, it can last. It will 100% last you more longer. Okay. Now here's the big things. All right, number 9 and number 10. Okay, this is where it's like, I've already said what I've said, but then now let the big guys speak for you, right? The big dogs, okay? Right. If I'm not a big dog to you, if my 7-8 figures aren't too much for you, let's talk to these companies that are billionaire companies, okay? Google.
The big gorillas.
Yeah, exactly. Google, if it sees that you have an ad going, right? And that ad is for a dropshipping business, it will automatically reject that ad.
So you can't even run Google advertisements on Google to a dropshipping product.
Exactly. So like I said, no growth.
Yeah.
You have no growth. If you have the biggest search engine rejecting ads, where's your growth? Okay. Now let's even get further into that. Number 10. All right. Most payment processors, they ban this type of model.
Dude, Stripe is the most popular payment processor for e-commerce right now, right?
Yes.
So Shopify, it's automatic integration into Stripe.
Yes.
Like seamless, right? And on their site, terms of service, they clearly state that they're not allowing dropshipping.
Exactly. Stripe, even PayPal considers the most high-risk fraud business. And I'm sure very soon they'll ban it, okay? Most payment processors, let's say you don't deal with Stripe. Let's say you have your own merchant, right? If your merchant finds out you're dropshipping, they cancel out your merchant account, okay?
So I could be making a few bucks here and there, getting all excited about it, and then one day I wake up and I can't even take payments anymore.
Exactly. And listen, if you guys don't believe me in this, when I was 17 years old, the first model, because of what everybody else was talking about, was dropshipping. So I went in and I did it for 3 weeks. That 3 weeks, I created a decent amount of sales with that dropshipping model. Okay, didn't make any money.
Yeah.
But what happened to me? Stripe canceled my account. They held funds. I got those funds back like 6 months later or 90 days later.
Yeah.
And right when they held my funds, I switched my business model right away, went into this model. And I've been successful ever since. And I've never looked back since that day, ever. And I'm so happy that happened to me so early in the game, because I don't have to be like some of these guys that might have already done dropshipping, right? Purchase a couple $1,000 course that teaches them a dying business model, right? And I was like, okay, we got to get this out to everybody. I got to, even when you came up to me, you're like, listen,
Well, I approached you. I said, look, man, what you're doing, first of all, he doesn't, you don't make your money by training people and selling courses. You make your money by actually running businesses, e-commerce, and building your brands. You got your t-shirt, you got your shoes, you're competing with Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Hugo Boss and all those. You got your gold line right now, like legitimate stuff. So I approached you, I'm like, hey, dude, we got 4% is all about that standard, gold standard we have here to bring the most potent education to the marketplace to entrepreneurs and teach them how to become independent entrepreneurs. So I approached him. He created a training. You can go through this training. It's free of charge. You can register. I think there's a webinar that you can register for.
Yes, sir.
Go through it. It's going to open your eyes to possibilities. I guess this is the good news, because we just talked about the bad stuff or the
exactly.
the bad side of like what everybody else is teaching, but they don't tell you, which is drop shipping. There is, however, a positive side to it, right? Which is learn how to become independent, how to do it right. The opportunity could not be better
than right now.
Has never been better than right now. With what's going on in the world right now, retailers are shutting down. Toys R Us just filed for bankruptcy because they're being crushed by e-commerce. It is absolutely ridiculous. If you learn how to do this right now, you can set yourself up for future, and you can build yourself a brand that you can pass on to your kids and
forever.
grandkids. So the training that you are offering right now for free, right? People can register for. Tell us a little bit about what they're going to learn.
Okay, so the training, I will teach everybody how to find a product, where to go to find a product, okay? How to bring that product here, what to do with that product. So we like to use Shopify, okay? It is the best e-com platform, in my opinion, right now. I teach you guys how to build a store, okay? What to put in the store, the contents, like your written content, your photo content. I tell you everything. We lay out all avenues from literally A to Z. How to create a store, what to do with the store, how to market the store, where to go to market the store, the best types of way to market the store, okay? Basically how to sell. I tell you from A to Z on exactly how somebody like me, right? Creating 6-7 figure brands for multiple people, for myself, okay? How I do it and the right way of doing it with less risk, okay? Some people might be thinking, oh, I've heard that's a costly way of doing it. No. I teach you the cost-effective way, okay? Go check out the webinar. It should be somewhere here, right?
Yeah,
okay.
you guys can register. There's going to be a button here below the video.
Yeah, so below the video. But I literally teach you A to Z on how to create a store. We create you a store during the training, right? So you guys can get more visuals, really check it out, okay? I make it very, very easy for you. I break it down, all right? Very easily.
Love it, man. This is great stuff. You will learn some really, really phenomenal stuff. You'll learn how to build you and how to make money now and in the future, and it's really cool.
Yeah, and there's some extra stuff in there too.
So check it out if you're interested in learning this game. People that are smart right now to understand this concept, to really understand this, they can win on multiple fronts, and you will learn all about that in the training that you can register for. It's a free webinar. It will teach you more for free than what most paid courses are teaching out there right now. So go ahead and check it out. Go and register, and we'll see you on the webinar. See ya.